Thought I'd share this with you guys. This is perfect for a Tech Tuesday conversation. Chuck and I see this a lot. You guys forget, or those of you that are buying UC8s after the fact, not getting it new, not getting a proper delivery. In the middle of 2020, they reprogrammed the key fobs for the front trunk operations because guys like me put their key fobs. I wasn't going to show a picture of my butt, but I always keep the keys in my back pocket. So inadvertently, you'd get in the car and you'd open your front trunk. And you know when you're sitting in the car, you can't see if this is open. Most of the time, you don't look at the dash and see the warning, hey, your hood's open, you're on your way.
On your way.
So what happened in the middle of 2020, they reprogrammed this. And until they reprogrammed that, they had the issue that you could actually drive this car with the front trunk open at 82 miles an hour. So what they've done now is you see in your key fob, so you buy a used car, kind of like I think this cat did. And on the remote, to open the front trunk, it says what, Chucky?
Push 2 times.
Push 2 times. You push 2 times, it's not gonna work. What you have to do is you push once for the front trunk and then you hold it a second time and it'll open the front trunk for you. 1, hold, and there you go. Right, you guys, before we actually get to today's main topic, which will involve myself, Chuck, Nate, and you guys, I wanna recover what we talked about last week with this neutral thing. But right now, I just wanted to show off your knowledge and your talents. So this is this is some of the stuff that he's working on right now. So do tell what's involved, what you have to do to this car right now.
Well, it's got a cracked radiator in it, so I'm putting a radiator in it.
Okay.
But to get the radiator out, you gotta evac the AC system because the one line horseshoes over top of the radiator. Then you gotta take the fan shroud out. To get the fan shroud out, you gotta drop the sway bar out of it. Once you get that off, then you gotta worry about taking this out that encapsulates the AC condenser that hooks onto the radiator that you can't get off unless you take all that out. So I'll have the whole front end of the nose of the car apart just to get to the radiator.
And what year car are you working on right now?
I think this is 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
Z06?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Right there in front of her face. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's focused on the issue at hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a Z06. And as we're getting set up to talk about this today, Chuck said, this is the first thing, Rick, you need to show. The car's not running. We're in what you call what? Run mode?
Run mode, yeah.
Okay.
Like the car stalled.
All right. So if you wanted to put it in neutral, go ahead.
Yeah, let's put it in neutral. Oh, conditions not correct for shift. No matter, that's neutral, reverse, conditions not met, conditions not met.
Thus begins our conversation. All right, this will be a good one today. All right, guys, welcome to Tech Tuesday. You okay?
Yeah.
He stayed,
snow day yesterday.
He stayed home. It was level 2. Like a little kid.
I figured I'm better off out one day than taking the chance to get here, wrecking my car, and out 6 months. So.
All right, we got quite a conversation for you today. Let me take my coat off first. Let's get into this thing. Thank you, Nate, on camera 4. Appreciate that. All right, so last Tuesday for Tech Tuesday, it all started when I was taking a car to the gas station, just got from Chevrolet. I teased it had $1 worth of gas, and I ran out of gas just across the street. I had to call Chuck come and get me, because when I ran out of gas, I did put it in neutral, thinking that I could open the door and then push the car 300 feet to the gas station. And what happened as soon as I opened the door?
As soon as you open the door, the car registers the driver's leaving the vehicle, puts it in park, sets the emergency brake. You're done.
And I was done. And I couldn't restart it because I had no gas. So I wanted to go through this again in detail, a couple of different scenarios. Some of you guys referred to the owner's manual. Hey, Rick, read this, you could do this, you can do this. Guys, you're forgetting, I had no way of starting the vehicle. It was pretty difficult. In fact, let me just pop back out again for a second. And Nate, you've got a good story about a guy that was changing his oil in his garage with a hardtop convertible, and he realized where he was in the garage, he couldn't get the tonneau cover up so he could get in there. So he needed to push the car out of the garage. This is after he's already drained the oil. Yep. So go ahead.
He got the oil out and realized that his garage sat so low, he could not get the deck lid open to get oil in it, and was looking for any way to get his car out of his garage so that he could put oil back in it.
Right, so starting the car is the component in all this. I guess let's read the owner's manual. Let's fire up the car and go through a couple of different situations.
Well, with the car running, it's no problem.
Right. I wanted to get out of the car, put it in neutral, because I had power, and push it to the gas station. We discovered last week that, well, we'll go through that in a second. You discovered last week.
No bueno, yeah.
Right, if you had a passenger with you. I was by myself, so I couldn't. So this is the driver remains in the vehicle to place the vehicle in neutral with the engine off and the vehicle occupied. Ensure the vehicle's on level ground, the engine is running.
Hold on, what was that? The engine's what?
See, engine is running.
Okay, just
as
verifying.
It is right now, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, here I am.
Yeah, here we are.
Okay, so the engine, engine's running. Told you guys.
Yeah.
This gets pretty confusing because Nate and I went through a couple of different scenarios that we're going to share with you today. And you can understand why it is a little brain damage, a little frustrating, but we want to share that with you so you know what to anticipate in the event that you have one of these scenarios pop up and you have the ability to put your car into neutral, maybe get it on a tow truck, push it to the gas pump that I was trying to do last week. Okay, so ensure the vehicle is on level ground, the engine is running, and the vehicle is in park. Okay.
No, notice, hold on, that's highlighted in red. Driver remains in vehicle. Yeah, here we are.
All right, so what do you want me to do? Okay, I'm in park.
Okay, what's it say? It says to apply the brake, shift into neutral.
Well, let me shift into neutral.
You gotta hold it.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
You gotta hold it for a few seconds. Now it's in neutral.
Okay.
Turn the ignition off. Release the parking brake, or release the brake.
Okay, my foot's off the brake.
The indicator should continue to show neutral.
Okay, it does. You guys can't see that, but it does say vehicle in neutral. It's asking me to shift the park.
Still highlighted here on your switch, and it's in neutral.
Yes, it is. Okay.
So we're good.
All right, so
that is correct.
So this simulates the situation I ran into at the gas station. I ran out of gas. I still have power to the vehicle. I wanted to open the door while I was still in neutral, because I did put it in neutral when I ran out, and I wanted to push it. And as soon as I opened the door,
what happens? The driver's exiting the vehicle.
And Nate's back here, and you'll hear it.
Oh, look at that. Indicator automatically went to park, the parking brake's set, and you're done.
And I'm done.
So
I'm out of gas, I can't restart the car.
Once that happens, you keyed it back up, even though you couldn't start it. Go ahead, key it back up to the run position.
Okay, so foot off the brake.
Yeah, foot off the brake.
So hold this down for
hold it down till it
10 seconds or so?
Yeah, turns green and the dash comes back up.
Okay.
Okay, now it's like you stalled originally.
Okay.
Now try to shift it, see what it says. We try to put it in neutral. Oh, it comes up on the dash and says conditions not correct for shifting. You know why? The engine's not running.
Right.
The engine has to be running.
Okay, so in that scenario, as we discovered last week, well, of course, was the engine still running last week when I did that? And then you got out of the car?
On the passenger side, yeah.
On the passenger side.
Yeah, the passenger didn't get out all day long.
Okay, so I wonder, let's do that. Okay.
It's a safety feature.
All right, so let's do that again.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to put it in neutral. Hold it down for a few seconds.
It's in neutral.
Okay, now I'm going to turn the car off. Puts off the brake. Now
Car's
go ahead.
in neutral.
Right, now try and open up your door.
Yeah, I can get out all day long. I can push it.
Okay. See if you can push me. See if the brake goes on. Just push me just a little bit. Okay, we're going.
Because I'm not the driver. I'm not the one in control of the vehicle. As soon as the car sees the driver wants to exit, it's a safety feature.
Okay. Owner's manual. Second scenario. Go ahead. Driver leaves the vehicle. That's what I wanted to do last week.
Yeah, driver leaves the vehicle to place the vehicle neutral with the engine off and the vehicle unoccupied. Ensure the vehicle is on level ground, the engine is running, and the vehicle is in park, aka engine running.
Right.
Apply the brake, open the door, shift to neutral, turn off the ignition, release the brake, and it'll still stay in neutral because you've already opened it
Okay, so let's do that. So
Okay.
what I
Vehicle's
couldn't do,
running.
yeah. So what I couldn't do in that scenario when I ran out of gas, the engine died. I was in neutral, thinking I could do just that. Okay, so
Right.
walk me through it again. All right,
Okay.
engine's running.
You're going to apply the brake,
Got it.
open the door. Okay. Shift to neutral. Shift to neutral. And turn the ignition on. Now you can let off the brake, and if the door was already open, it's fine. You can
Yeah.
push it now.
Yeah, like before, what Nate just captured is when I opened the door after I turned it off, it went to the parking brake. So if I try to move it right now, yeah. Okay, so she's not doing anything.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, no, she's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I say she's moving. So it's,
But you already had the door open. That's the difference in this scenario. You had the door open before you shut the car off.
right. So you can't predict that the car's going to die and have no power. You can't
Right.
predict that. Oh, I'm about to run out of gas. Let me open the door first.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do that.
No.
It's very difficult, and that's what we tried to stress last week. That's what we tried to stress last week on Tech Tuesday. So now when you get into the scenario, what we're trying to make you guys aware of, if you had no power, the pieces and parts that we just shared with you, you can't do because the engine is not running.
Right. And even if you have a dead battery, okay? Because you have to have electronics to release the parking brake and to shift it.
Right.
Say the battery went dead.
Right.
You open the thing and you jump it.
Okay.
That's going to give you all the power in the world, but it's still not going to shift out of park unless the vehicle's running. We just showed that. With all the power in the world, in the run position, you tried to hit it and it said conditions not met for shifting.
Correct.
It will not let you shift unless the vehicle is running.
Okay, so if you have no power or
Yeah.
you're out of gas, you got to tow the vehicle, you can't do the steps that we just talked about or they refer to in the owner's manual. There's really just...
Well, it tells you here if the battery's dead,
Right.
try to jump start the vehicle. If the jump start is successful, retry maintaining neutral with the engine off procedure. Of course, we all know the engine off procedure is you have to have it running first.
Correct.
And if that don't work, then you have to get tire skates or dollies.
Correct.
Must be under the non-rolling tires to prevent vehicle damage that won't be warranted if you damage it.
Yeah, so if you tried to drag this on a tow truck and you had no power, that's the concern in the conversation today.
Yeah.
You've got no power, you can't do the steps we've been talking about. When you drag it onto a truck, you could more likely you are going to damage the vehicle, and it
Sure.
won't be covered under warranty. So there's a way that you can manually turn that knob. I'm not sure what the correct.
Well, the shifter assembly on the back of the
Yeah, and
transmission.
it's not like on the top of the transmission,
Right.
but to get to it, you've got to do.
You've got to disassemble the trunk area. You've got to take the air cleaner off, get up in there. Then you can put a wrench on it and manually shift it into neutral or out of park. But that's only half the battle.
Right.
Once you do that, then you have to manually release the parking brake. Because these vehicles, if anybody notices, as soon as you put it in park, it automatically sets the parking brake.
Right.
Safety feature.
And I'm not going to go on a limb here, but let's just say most of our customers, all of our customers, are not carrying around a gigantic toolbox to take all that stuff out
Correct.
of the trunk and the tub area and get to what they need to turn that. So the dollies and the skates that they refer to in the event that you don't have power. So that was the conversation. A lot of people thought that I ran out of gas in my car, so we probably went through that. We had a lot to cover last week on the channel in the Tech Tuesday segment. So you could go through the couple of steps that we talked about with Chuck and Nate today. If you had power and you were able to get the car running,
That's the key. You have to
showed
have
you a new one too that they didn't refer to in the owner's manual.
Yeah.
You know, when I put it in neutral, I say
can
that
get
I lost power. You were able to get out. Had nothing to do if the door was open ahead of time.
Right.
That was a key. If you had a passenger, then you could push it to the gas station or maybe push it up where you can get it towed onto a truck.
It'll stay in neutral until that driver's door comes open. Then safety feature says the driver's exiting the vehicle. Let's put it in park and set the parking brake.
Right. Technology's great when it works.
Sure.
But we're in a new age of this car, so it's not like it always was. And that's the stuff we wanted to share with you guys on the channel in these Tech Tuesday segments. Some real stuff, some situations that may pop up. I mean, we're getting ready to go into the 4th model year of the C8 car, and stuff like this has happened, and it will continue to happen. So hopefully
Just-
that helps these guys.
Bear in mind, you need two things. electricity, juice, and the vehicle has to be running. Otherwise, it's not shifting out of park unless you do it manually.
All right, guys, thank you. Nate, thank you. Appreciate the help. You guys, thank you for watching. I do appreciate that. It is a car channel. I love to show off some great looking cars, and we have not just Corvettes today, but we have some classics as well. If you want to send in your beautiful ride, you can email it to me at the email address up on the screen. But right now, enjoy this week's version, this segment of your beautiful rides. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment down below, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again.
Too young, and I didn't understand that you are the one, and I can't wait to see you hindsight is fleeting when your heart's bleeding and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you are the one, and I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand.